HMOs, or houses in multiple occupation, are one of the most confusing areas for landlords and letting agents. It is one of our most common queries. What are they and do they apply to me? The most basic level of HMO is a selective licence, and this will apply to you if you are in a borough which insists on selective licensing. If you are, then any rented property, regardless of size, will need one. If you don't fall into this catchment, then the next thing you want to look at is the number of households you are renting to. Households consist of family units, so relatives cohabiting, family or couples. If you have 2 or more households, you need to start looking at whether a HMO is for you. If you have 2 or more households with 3 or more people, then more than likely an additional licence will apply. The final kind of licensing is mandatory licensing, and here you will be looking for a property with 3 or more stories occupied by 5 or more people, making up 2 or more households. The fees for these licences vary and typically will last for between 2 to 5 years. When applying for an additional or a mandatory HMO, the local authority will likely inspect the property at some point in order to ensure the property meets the required standards. You can expect them to make recommendations on this, like installation of sufficient power sockets, mechanical ventilation and fire safety. They will also need to see copies of relevant gas safety certificates and electrical installation condition reports. The fines for an unlicensed HMO can be tens of thousands of pounds, with further penalties if there are issues with the properties or the tenants as a result. If you are concerned you may inadvertently have created a HMO, perhaps after a tenant has moved in a new partner, or perhaps your agency didn't advise you correctly initially, then feel free to give us a call on 0207 372 0202 and we will be happy to advise.